You are listening to Stages Podcast with Mary Lee Fairbanks and Stephanie J. Block. Welcome to Season 6. Here on Stages Podcast, we go behind the scenes and beyond the resume to explore the crossroads of creativity, spirituality, motherhood, and so much more. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the places. Give us 5 stars and a great review. It really helps us grow. Thanks for joining Stages Podcast, Season 6. Today's guest is consistently surprising, and yet I'm never surprised by how consistently excellent his work is. Over the past decade, he has secured a place on Broadway as one of the very best directors of our generation. He is our Hal Prince, if you will. He brings to life original storytelling that on paper might seem an impossible risk, but then guides the project to both audience and critical acclaim, as he did last season with Maybe Happy Ending, earning 10 Tony nominations, 6 wins, including Best Musical, and he took home Best Director. He also has an incredible way of reimagining familiar properties, a way of gripping us, the audience, to see and hear the story anew with his streamlined and vibrant staging, as he did with Once on This Island and Parade, also winning a Tony for Best Director for Parade. He's kind, he's respected. In his own words, if his direction was a leading lady, he'd aim to be Audra, bold and earthy. He is a visionary, and Broadway is so lucky to have his vision at the helm of the new musical, The Lost Boys, opening this spring at the Palace Theater. Please welcome our Hal Prince, Mr. Michael Arden.
Oh my gosh,
Hi.
that's quite an intro. I mean, I would also, say I'd also love to be a Stephanie J. Blog.
You shut up.
Let's say that
You're
too.
dumb. I think I have the, well, it depends on what day I shower, but I'm very earthy.
I've known to be, I've been known to be earthy at times. Yeah.
I will tell you, we saw Maybe Happy Ending together last
We
year.
did, she and I. Yeah.
And we cried and then laughed and then cried again and then laughed and cried again. It was such a beautiful, beautiful, not only the story and the meanings behind the story and the questions that you explored, but the way it was presented and directed and the set design, all of it. It is the kind of thing that theater is supposed to be. So really, it's belated, but congratulations, because that show is just, it's dreamy. It's amazing, that show.
Yeah, it is dreamy. I mean, it was dreamy from before I even started on. I mean, I remember reading it the first time and being so overwhelmed by when we got to that final scene, which no spoilers, but there's kind of a reveal as to the actions of our leading character. And I thought, oh my God, I have to do this. It's so beautiful. And when I returned to the show, it's a testament to the material and the work of all the artists who made it. I mean, it feels like a poem. It's like each time I revisit it, I like notice something new in relation to my life today. And I guess that's what I love about theater, is that we can come in and you can revisit something and it has new meaning each time, sometimes difficult in a reexamination and, upsetting at times and beautiful at other times, but it's always new. And so
Hey,
I,
just
I
took
love
a-
it as much as you.
I took away from it just the hubris of humans to think that we get to define what love even is and who can love and how they're supposed to love. And I just adored that show. And even just the way Huaboon blossomed because of love. I just thought it was just magnificent, magnificent.
But when you read something like that on paper, in your mind's eye, how do you think? Do you see images right away? Do they start capturing, or are you able to read something cleanly from start to finish, just stage direction, words on the page, or does it start to reveal itself to you pretty quick?
It's sort of, I usually have like, I'm able to usually get through reading it once before I start to visualize anything. And I think that's important for me to like just focus on story. So I try to kind of steer clear of kind of placing image to idea first. So I,
Hmm.
and sometimes that's inevitable if you're dealing with like an existing IP or, you have seen a
Yeah, something's
production
going to
or,
inform you. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like it is inevitable that the light seeps into the kind of darkness of the imagination. But um, yeah, I try to just get the story and the emotion and the characters in first, and then usually some kind of central image occurs first, actually, which for Happy Ending was like it was like a gesture. It was like I knew that it needed to
Mm.
like move like a Rubik's Cube, like an iPhone, like the monolith in 2001. Like it just sort of these, like sometimes shapes appear in my mind, sometimes movement. And then I sort of process with, trying to articulate what that means. But first it's like, what is this story about? And, how can, when you go to see the play, which we do, how can the seeing of the play be a metaphor for the heart of the play?
And is that the
Okay.
same as when you were reading it as an actor, or has that changed once you
Totally
started?
changed.
It's totally
It's
changed.
like when I approach something to act as an actor, it's sort of like I have to see out of the eyes of the character.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a different perspective in that. And in a way I find it, sometimes quite difficult to read something through the lens of being an actor because you kind of have to like you really gotta like I gotta keep that other stuff out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When you were talking right there, stay with me on this, okay? I believe in mediums. I believe in spiritualists. I believe in all that stuff. You sounded like a medium. I
Mm.
have been to
I'm
many
more of a
like
large, but
readings,
I'll take it.
but when they say, I don't know exactly who I'm speaking to, but I'm getting this voice, I'm getting this gesture, I'm getting this image, who does this apply to? And a lot of times when it's that general, that first sort of outspoken word from the medium, more than half of the audience is sitting there and they think they're being spoken to. They take
Mm.
ownership of what that initial idea, gesture, color, somebody's grasping at their chest, and then it starts to define itself to a
Hmm.
very specific. Again, stay with me. And I believe that when we have some of the greatest storytellers, there is a specificity that meets the generality that everybody can kind of get on board with and say, oh, they're talking for, this is for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you
Yeah.
ever think specifically in this way that you're creating for anybody? Well, I guess it's for you. Do you create for yourself? Do you create?
No, I
No,
don't.
never.
I mean, I do because I am the hands of it in a way, or I am I think there's an inevitability to creating something for yourself because I have an aesthetic that even though I'm not necessarily concerned with my aesthetic for each particular thing, like it influences all the things,
Yeah.
but I think I'm like in service of the experience of the audience receiving that particular story,
Mm.
Yep.
which
You're very clear on tone, my friend. In the first 10 seconds, although they grow and flourish, I go, I'm locked in. I'm locked in. He's got me
Well,
right
it's like I
here.
think and I work with Dane Laffrey, my scenic designer and creative partner for every project I've done. And we've worked together for a long time, and we're excited by building like a fully unique world, one that is I perfect for the experience we want the audience to have of the specific story, but also, that we want to like go to a new place each time we work.
Hmm.
So we get a little like, oh, we've done that. We're not interested in doing that.
Yeah,
But
you've climbed that mountain before.
well,
We get it.
it may be to our detriment. Who knows? But it's like what, what door down in the Severance basement haven't we entered? Uh,
And
if
the
you get
risk
that
is
reference.
real. Like you
Yeah,
take
yeah.
risks. Do you feel like Lost Boys is one of those air quotes risks?
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. It's a vampire musical.
Well,
How
that's
could it
true.
not be?
Well,
Um,
let's not talk about the past vampire musicals. This is the future of vampire
yes.
musicals.
Well, it is the present of
It
vampire.
is the present.
That is all we know. And I think, what is exciting to me about this particular project is it is a quote unquote vampire musical, but the vampires are merely a kind of excuse to examine the human condition through this.
Okay.
Like, it's actually like not about vampires. It's about humans dealing with and ultimately answering the question of what does it mean to be alive, and is it worth choosing it, even though that is a flawed thing and it is a
Mm,
Mm,
it is a finite experience.
mm,
When given the choice of like, would you live forever? I think our characters have to come to the conclusion that no, they don't. They just want to be here now,
fully.
and yeah, fully now, and accept all the the warts and the perils and the sadness and the grief that comes with that, because possibly without life without end would be life without meaning. That
Hmm.
actually death brings meaning to life. That
Yeah.
you need the light to define the darkness and darkness to define light.
Yeah.
Um, there's a reason like we continue to tell vampire stories, and I think it's because like it allows us to ask questions of humanity that we don't usually get to, because death is an ever constant reality.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so when presented with the idea that it doesn't, you sort of say, oh, well, what sort of existence, what sort of life would you live without the consequence of death?
It's
We're all
interesting to have
seeking.
conversations regarding the Lost Boys too, because it was in my like teenage era. So
Yeah.
it was edgy, it was dark, but in speaking about it, a lot of marginalized groups tend to find themselves in parallel with the vampires, living in those shadows, not being
Yeah.
able to be their full person in the light in totality. And so that was a really interesting revealing even recently, when you speak of this movie, a lot of the gay community will liken themselves to it, or any sort of,
About-
underrepresented or marginalized.
it's about wanting to belong.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's about feeling like an outsider, no pun intended,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
wanting to belong. And sometimes one in the pursuit of wanting to belong can compromise their ethic.
mm,
And so what do we do to how do we who do we belong to, and do we belong to we ultimately belong to ourselves, I think, is where we're going with this show. Listen, I'm sounding very heady and about this, when it's also like a really fun adventure comedy.
yeah,
But I think what attracted me to it is it does, like you said, so many people see themselves in these characters. Like
yep,
there is a seemingly queer boy who doesn't fit in. There is a kid who's dealing with trauma. There is a mother who believes she has failed her family. There are a group of boys who never fit in, and so they're lashing out at society. There's a father who lost his son and wants to regain a family and doesn't know how because of his past mistakes. I mean, it's like you can't walk in the Palace Theater and not see yourself on that stage. And the fact
Mhm.
that we get to like see ourselves in these like outrageous characters is a real gift that we get to play in every day.
And Stages podcast will be right back, so don't go away. And your friend and scenic design partner that has been with you since, I think you were in high school together, right?
We were high school roommates.
Yeah,
That is
that's so
true.
cool.
Yeah, we met
And
when we were
you
16.
and you must have
hmm
this shorthand together, and you sort of a united vision. But do you tend to bring a lot of your group with you from show to show so that there's a
Yeah.
shorthand among everybody?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I tend to assemble a team based upon what's best for the project.
Mm.
However, I tend to work with people I have a shorthand with just because we develop a sort of hive mind,
Yeah.
and a shorthand. And as we know from making theater, like there's never enough time. And
And
so
maybe too many voices, maybe?
yeah. And so to kind of develop your tribe, as it were, is really important. And I've been so lucky to work with so many incredible artists and yeah, and lucky that I get to repeat working and we can reference other projects and like it's like this, it's not like this. What did we learn from this past thing together? I think to learn as a group is like the greatest gift. Um, yeah, and I just I trust them and I can say, what do you think? Is this right? Am I on the right track? And yeah.
Talking about Severance and the take me back, let's say, I don't know, 16 months ago. So maybe Happy Ending is up and going. You're doing promotions for that. You're building Queen of Versailles. I'm sure you're having meetings in regards to the Lost Boys. What would a day look like for you, literally keeping all these balls in the air and trying to, are you really great at like compartmentalizing
Yes,
your
I
life? You're
am.
really good at it.
And we know he
Yeah.
So
doesn't eat because he's talking to us during his lunch break. So
Oh, believe
it's
me, I do. It's just probably like, standing over a trash can. But uh, yeah, I mean, I would say like a normal day is like my dog wakes me up too early. I take him to the bathroom. I then like usually first person I talk to is Dane, my design partner. We like check in every morning about something or nothing
yep.
and some idea that came to us or question or thought or we're always working on something. So we check in. Then I usually have like a meeting about a project in the future before rehearsal, then head to rehearsal, rehearse, then to do a meeting on my lunch break, usually about a different project, or a production meeting for the project I'm working on, and then finish, run home, put something in the microwave, and do a couple Zooms till about 9 o'clock, and then try to return emails and stuff till
Oh my God.
oh my
When do you
10 or
God.
11.
vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not good at it. I'm really not
Okay.
good at it. I can go on vacation and then I can like spend like a day not doing something and then start to lose my mind. I need to get better at this. So this is what I'm working on, Stephanie.
Yeah, because time
Um,
is finite, my friend.
it is, but I love what I do. So
I
there is
know.
that. Um,
Sometimes the greatest inspirations come in the downtime, in the quiet
it's
time.
true. It's
Yeah.
true. So I've been trying to like block out time for that. I was able to take about a week off over Christmas, which was really nice. And
Okay.
I'm gonna in June, I have a week planned.
Good. Are you a
where-
beach person, a mountain
I am not
person,
a
a
beach
lake person? No,
person.
sand is not your
Oh, we
friend.
can't be
No, it's the
friends.
sun. I am a
Oh,
vampire in that. So I love the forest. I love green. I love the color green.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I always feel like I have like expansion time and then contraction time. And like if I don't come back to contraction after I've been expanding and expanding and expanding, I start to like fall apart. Like I need to contract to that quiet, small space where I can just process everything that just happened. That's how I have to do it. I could never go from show to show to show to show to show and keep doing it.
Here's the
right.
woo woo thing again. I'm going to give you a gift. I showed this to Mary Lee. There's this teeny little box, and it has two electrical, what do you call them? Roach clips at the end.
Uh-huh.
And you can put them on any sort of leaf of a tree, a
Oh
blade
yeah.
of glass, a dandelion. And the energy creates like a musical pitch or a sound based on the
Oh,
frequency
cool.
that it's putting out.
Yeah.
And the way it can like just kind of ground you, earthy. You're
Earthy.
going to be Audra before you know it. It's
If
so
only.
earthy and grounding. I'm sending it. So even if you have 5 minutes standing over a fucking trash can in New York City, you can like put this on a little
Little house
tree or a
plant.
little cherry
Mhm,
blossom or
mhm.
something, and you get the energy of the forest.
It is really cool, that
Would you
thing.
believe in that or no? You think that's
Absolutely. No,
ridiculous?
I'm into
Okay.
it. I mean, I love a walk in the woods. So
Oh, Yeah, and I'll send him that little present.
Thank you.
It's so special.
I
Don't
like that you said
laugh.
like, what are the two things? Roach clips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Roach
don't.
clips, like,
Okay,
I don't know if that's the technical term.
I called it Junga for the longest time, and people are like, I don't know what Junga is. I was like, they're like, Ganja?
Ganja.
Yes, I know.
Gunga.
Thank you, Micah. Yeah, the only time I've really
That's
smoked, I've
funny.
done gummies that help me sleep and done the thing. Or if I don't want to do the thing, I can do the gummies. The only time I smoked was with the cast of falsettos, and it was in my backyard, and I just had to be safe. Like,
Yeah, a nice
I'm a
safe
bit of
space.
a, yeah. I need to know like the control of the thing and the thing. That, at least in that regard.
Most things are safer if there's grass underfoot, you know?
And I had grass underfoot. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
I have other
At
questions.
the
Take
very
over,
least.
Mary Lee, until I look.
I want to talk just a little about the acting. Do you ever plan to go back to it as a
I mean,
performer?
if someone's got to ask me, and we'll see. I would love to. I would love to. I haven't been like pursuing it mainly because I don't have the time really, but I
But do
would
you
I would
miss
love
it?
to
Or do you feel like you get enough out of
sometime.
what you're doing? Yeah.
Sometimes, I certainly, yeah. But I don't, yeah, I really have time to think about it.
Have you ever heard him sing?
Yeah,
Because
well,
he was in Paper Mill Playhouse? No, Paper
I
Mill,
did Pippin at CTG at the Taper.
the Taper.
And
Oh,
then
the
I
Taper.
did a few other like I've done Pippin and
Hunchback. I'm sorry, I got this
in
wrong.
concerts. I did
Hunchback.
Hunchback at Paper Mill, yeah.
Hunchback, yeah.
Sebastian came home. He's like, I just saw Michael Arden in Hunchback. I want him to sing everything all the time. When's the last time you've sung?
I mean,
Not to your dog.
I'm singing at Joe's Pub on Monday.
Oh, nice.
This is a thing.
Briefly with the Rescues who wrote Lost Boys. They're doing a
Yeah, yeah.
concert. They asked me to sing guest sing on a song with them. So I'm very excited about that and slightly nervous. You know,
Did you find the rescues for this piece, or was it somebody else's?
I did.
You
Well,
did.
I didn't find them for the piece. I was their like biggest stalker fan for the longest time. I came across them, I don't know, over a decade ago, 10 years ago or so. Longer than that. And just became obsessed with them and their albums and somehow like managed to like get in touch. And then when this came along, I had this other idea I wanted to do with this other thing I wanted to do with them. And it was kind of a far-fetched like dance theater piece that may still happen, I hope. But then this came along that when the producers approached me about directing Lost Boys, and as they were putting together a list of their dream composers, most of whom were like people that we know in the theater, I
Hmm.
said, listen, there's this band that I am obsessed with. And they're like, sure, sure. We've never heard of them. And I was like, listen, they're playing a concert in LA. Go. And they all went to the concert and I think offered them the job on the spot.
On the spot.
Wow.
It
You've
was
made a
it
new
was
fan.
kind of like a magical moment. And they are I felt they were the perfect people for it and I am certain of it and I like can't wait for people to like become as obsessed as I am with them. I mean, it's like and the fact that they've never written a Broadway score and yet it seems like they were meant to do this yet
Mm.
sounds like nothing you've ever heard. It's so, so exciting. I can't wait for for the theater world to welcome them in. And the fact that I get to be part of that is really cool.
Their song Hold On, the intro to Hold On, I listened to that and I was like, oh, I don't know anything about the musical Lost Boys, ladies and gentlemen. But I listened, I was like, oh, that's Lost Boys. That's it right there. That's the essence.
Yeah, I mean their albums are incredible. Blah blah Love and War, Let Loose the Horses, their self-titled album. I mean, it's really like do yourself a favor and get into the Rescues.
Huh.
So cool. And they're
How
from California, which is so authentic for the storytelling too,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And
Yeah.
it's cool. It's, Kyler England, Gabriel Mann, Adrian Gonzalez. I mean, you've got like a queer Cuban woman, a straight blonde woman, fabulous Jewish man. I mean, they're just so like diverse and they bring such really interesting collision to their music.
Yeah.
And there's all such exemplary singers as well that they really write for singers, which you'll hear in the show. But it's just so exciting that we've got these like this new voice on the Broadway stage.
Did you know Patrick Wilson and Marcus Chait and all those
I
guys
knew
before?
I knew Patrick a little bit. I mean, we had met a couple times. I knew James
Yeah,
socially.
sure.
And I had never met Marcus before. And boy, I mean, I'm so lucky that they called me. I just love them. I think it's their first time producing on Broadway,
Yep.
and they're doing a big show. And I am so grateful in many ways that I get to be part of their first show. They're so kind. They're so thoughtful. They're so real, honest, good
And
human
yet know the
beings
art form really
that
well
know the art
too.
form.
Yeah.
They all have been in musicals. They have all
Yep.
like done an ensemble contract at, CLO
Yep.
and done Broadway and they've been through it, and my favorite thing about them is they are willing to say we don't know what we don't know, and that they're
Ugh.
so open to learning and listening and hopefully innovating. And we're already doing things differently, and I think like that is probably only because they haven't done it before. And so I just feel so grateful to be in their presence. I learn from them every day. I just love these guys.
And Mel, I know I'm stealing a lot of questions, but you just said innovative, and I know technology is big for you and your producing company. What do you think is the present and future of integrating a lot of these sort of technical aspects? And whether, like last season, it was big on for Dorian Gray, it was big
Yeah.
in maybe Happy Ending, it was big on Sunset Boulevard, which I know you were a producer on. So tell me what you think that relationship looks like as we move forward in theater.
I think as people consume media on their phones, we've changed the ways in which we absorb and what interests us and what keeps our attention,
Hmm.
and and how our attention span has
Yeah.
shifted since we
Yeah.
have these little magic computers in our hands at all the time. But with happy endings, certainly it was like I wanted to like make it seem like you were watching this on your iPhone and you could pinch and zoom and swipe, and so that's kind of where that idea came from. But I think like if technology can support the art form but not eclipse it,
Hmm.
then that is really exciting. I think when it becomes when we're like find that we are going to the theater to watch a screen,
Hmm.
I start to get I
Yeah.
Yeah.
get nervous. And with Lost Boys, for instance, like there's no video whatsoever, Lost Boys.
Okay.
So it really like I think it, and with Happy Ending, it was obviously integral. It was a story about digital worlds. So video was a large part of that. But I'm excited by how we can both highlight video and technology, and how the video can and technologies can like support the theater in invisible ways in the future. I'm really excited by that, of like what's possible with pre-visualization, with automation, and with how we can build things that we might not have been able to otherwise, but not necessarily be saying, "Oh, look, this is tech." I mean, it's my hope that everything I make is like it has to be on a stage.
Hmm.
It's about humans sharing air and space with the audience.
We don't want to keep you too much longer because I know we only had you for a quick half hour.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I just want to, I'm wondering how far out do you go with your directing jobs? Like, how booked are you off into the future? Because for you to do two shows in one season, I'm assuming you're pretty booked up. So,
I called him
Yeah.
how far out
unsolicited. I
does that
called him. I
go?
was like, I got an idea. He's like, I'll see you in 2030.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's like these things like you never quite know how they're going to land, and some things take longer, but shows take a long time, especially
They take a
you
long
know,
time.
musicals take a long time. New musicals take a long time. Queen of
Yeah.
Versailles, like I think I started working on that in like God, 2017. We started talking about that.
Wow.
I had no
Yeah, and that
idea.
happened, so that was like 8 years, and this has
Whoa.
been Lost Boys has been 5 years, which is relatively quick. So, in a way, I kind of describe it as like I'm making a sort of never-ending. I'm a chef at a never-ending dinner party in which every like dish is going to has a different like recipe method of baking takes different times in the oven and on the stovetop. And so you're kind of like, oh, I'm gonna check back in with the rice, and I'm gonna like open the oven door and make sure and toss the veggies, and oh, this is ready now and it's time, and oh, there's a cure
Wow, wow,
available for
wow.
this. So,
Wow.
I'm lucky to, I have like a bulletin board in my office where I've got like enough space for a certain amount of cards. And I think I've told myself, if I can't fit any more cards on the board, I can't work on any more projects.
No,
But then,
can't buy a
one
bigger
opens and I
bulletin
get to
board.
like take it off the board, and there's a new spot. But you get excited by stories and things, and it's like I kind of like I want to do everything. I want to be able to do it. And I know I can't.
Was there ever
I know
one
I
you
can't.
said no to, and then are you kicking yourself?
Oh, I'm sure many, but then I get to go see it, and I get to
Yeah.
I get to actually do the thing I love most, which is go to the theater, witness a story for the first time, and be taken into a world that I've never been before. And it's like I can't do what I do unless I have that. So I just feel grateful for the experiences I haven't had as well as the ones I have, because you do have to remind yourself after you're exhausted. It's like giving birth. I imagine it's probably much more difficult to give birth. But you're like, it's like, oh wow, I'm you have to like then look around and see like, oh yeah, I love this thing that I get to do. And then immediately I'm like, baby fever for the next.
We'll be right back with the 5 questions. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? Your favorite sandwich. Tell me your favorite sandwich.
Well, I just ordered a tuna on it's on its way here. It's a everything bagel, scooped, toasted, tuna salad, lettuce, tomato, Swiss, with a side of jalapeno chips.
From Lenwich? Is this from Lenny's?
No, it's from a Finn Bagel right here by the
Okay.
Okay. If your life were a book, what is this chapter called?
Can't stop the bleeding.
Okay, we call Andy and we say Michael has landed himself in jail. What would Andy assume you've done to get yourself in jail?
I don't know, probably like, oh God, probably like like taking drugs to a country I shouldn't.
With a roach clip?
With a roach
Shut up. It's called Jenga. He was carrying Jenga.
Yeah, I have having Jenga in jail.
Okay, if you could wake up with any superpower, what would it be?
The ability to calm people who are angry or upset or feeling tense. I've always felt like which is a thing that people can do, but to be able to like, if you see someone enraged or someone with a weapon, or but to be able to like and just like have them like zen.
That's a good one.
I mean, flying would be cool too.
We would really need you right now too. We
You want to
really
be
need
Jenga?
superhero zen right now.
You're okay. Last question. You're a nail polish color. What's the color and what's the cheeky little name? You know how they name nail polishes on the bottom? What's the cheeky name of the color?
It'd probably be like I immediately thought of green, like a dark green. And I think I'd call it hunted green instead of hunter green.
Nice. Okay. Go.
Thank you so much
Go
for
create
spending your
magic.
And
lunch
I
break
do
with
to
us.
paint my fingernails green, that's what Sally Bowles says, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, you're talking
And
to
it
an
just so
Elphaba,
happens I
so I
do
was
paint
like,
my-
what? What?
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to
Thank
speak
you
to
so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I can't wait to get into a room with you. I'm going to believe it's going to happen 2030,
wait.
2031. Grandma parts. Just start thinking grandma parts.
They're not, we're going to have to wait too long for that. So we're going to do other things.
There. This is your future casting right here.
Yeah, for the listeners, it's quite a
That's
sight.
right. It's quite a sight. Okay, we stay on. We talk about you, but
Thank
enjoy your
you.
tuna
Bye.
bagel. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Here's what struck a chord with us. Okay, well, speaking of grandma parts, I would like to hear, please,
Yeah.
how and why you got to be with Carol Burnett. What was she like? All the detail. I
Oh
need,
my gosh.
truly,
Oh
I do
my
not, I don't get
gosh.
starstruck I really don't. But she
No,
is,
she.
I mean, she's incredible.
Of
She's
course.
such a legend. She's so inspirational. She's 92 years old. She's still working.
And
I
she has
love
done it
her.
all. She's done the dramatic part. She's done the musical theater.
Everything.
She's done the stand-up. She's had the variety show. And amidst of all that, and I can attest to this now because I saw it, everybody believes she is their best friend.
Mm,
And they come at her with so much energy and they're wanting to just show their gratitude and connect with her. But it's coming at such a force. And, like you mentioned, she's 92,
mm,
91, 92. She's a little person, like she's a slight person. So I even at a certain point got slightly protective of
mm.
her, right? Because people would just maybe handshake a little too hard for this hand, and but she was gracious. It was a surprise. It made sense that she was there to present Bob with his award, and they did this quick, like 15-minute Q&A on stage. I was hired help. I was to sing at the end of the gala. And look, at that point, they've had cocktails, they've had speeches, awards, Q&A, auction. You know what I mean? And then they're like, and now, ladies and
And
gentlemen,
you're like, what?
some
Huh?
somebody wrote to me
Okay,
and they were
here I
like,
come.
I wouldn't want a Jaguar to have that spot that you had at the concert. But she stayed, which made me feel
Aw.
amazing. I thought, oh no, she'll go home. She'll go home. But she didn't. She stayed. She sat on the side in the wings. She watched my half-hour show. And then she took a real liking to a picture of Viv because Joe, who is Bob Mackey's associate, said, "Are Seb and Vivi with you?" And I said, "Oh no, they had to stay home. It was the father-daughter dance, and Vivi's got rehearsal of her own for Alice in Wonderland here in town." And so I sent him a picture, and unbeknownst to me, he showed Carol Burnett the picture of
Oh,
Vives, and she was just like, "Your daughter, she's magic." And everybody comments, as silly as this sounds, on how symmetrical my daughter is.
oh,
Like
that's so funny.
there are she is. You cut her face in half and it matches the other half. The eye placement is exactly, the eyebrows are even. Like
Oh.
there's a symmetrical to her face, which a lot of designers and creatives sort of lean into and think that is such a wonder. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently that's a real thing. So I've made a very symmetrical child.
You've made a lot more than that.
I
She
know.
is a force, that little one.
So that was exciting for me. And it's always exciting when you don't know. It just, you say, of course, I'll be there. I'd love to sing for Bob. I'm sorry. I get to spend the evening chatting with
No.
Carol Burnett.
When I saw
What?
that picture, I was like, how is she with Carol Burnett? And I didn't know she was going to be with Carol Burnett because I have a list of questions.
Correct. And I didn't
And,
know either.
hello,
And if
amazing.
you see how tender, the one image that was, we had a lot of little pictures together, but the one image I'm really holding on to is she's got her arm wrapped around my arm or her hand like tenderly gripping my arm. And it really, I don't know. I mean, she doesn't have any inkling, I'm sure, who I am anymore after that brief evening. But for me, woof, that is
Well,
a
I mean, she
bookmark
was
in
the
my
voice
life.
of our childhood. I mean, I
Of
spent,
course.
and it was in the days when the whole family sat down in the room together to watch
Yes.
a show because you had 30 channels and,
Yes.
people didn't go to their little devices and disappear into their own worlds. We all shared it. And I used to watch that show with my mother every weekend. I
And how
mean,
smart was she when she would connect with the audience? And there
she
was a
was
bit of
so amazing.
feminism and strength to her in that day and age, which was kind of unheard of.
And she
She
tells
was so
amazing stories about,
great stories.
about how she became friends with Julie Andrews and with Lucille Ball and
Yeah.
how instrumental Lucille was to her. Like, I don't know. I just think she's
Yeah, it
fabulous.
was it was very special. It was one of those showbiz moments where you're like, pinch me. How did I end up?
Yeah.
How did I
Yeah.
end up here?
How'd
Yeah.
I get to do this? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And as silly as it sounds, there are conversations like, we just chatted with Michael, and I can only imagine what that cork board looks like.
I
And
know.
he is the
Yeah.
present and the future of theater. Like
He's
I
really
called
something.
him and I said, I've been offered this role, this show. These producers would like to bring me in. They said that they would entertain directors that I really would love to work with. And I approached him on the project, and he's like, "Oh, well, you're not going to believe it. That was the first Broadway show I saw. I have so many ideas. I am literally 4 years out to even consider, making that happen with you." So I don't think I've ever been in that position in my life. I mean, Wicked was a part of my life for 8 years on and off. So I
Yeah.
kind of always had a hankering, knowing, okay, the national tour, and then yes, I'll go to Broadway with it. But never in my life have I looked 4 years down the road or 5 years down the road and been like, I know exactly what projects I'm going to be working on. And I mean, who has that?
It's something. And the last few years, he's just been so busy,
Nonstop.
nonstop, nonstop.
Nonstop. Well, God bless him. I don't have the energy. I am going to give him that. You want that little box too, don't you?
Yeah, I
The
do.
one that speaks to the trees.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want the box.
Listeners, I'm going to send you the link. It's a couple $100, so I'm not going to pretend like it's just a drop in the bucket. It is a bit of an investment, but if you need that vibration of earth and nature, and I mean, I
And who doesn't?
immediately, oh, my shoulders go down, my
Oh,
inner frequency changes immediately. It's really a special thing. I'll send it to you too.
my
Oh,
God, that would be amazing.
Merry Christmas. Oh, but
Thank
happy
you.
Valentine's Day. It can
Oh,
be a
that's even
Valentine's
better.
Day gift. Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
Vivi use that Northern Lights thing I sent?
Yes, ma'am.
Is
Every
that thing
single
the
night.
coolest?
Yes. So the Northern Lights, everybody, is this sort of globe, but it has etchings in it. So when the light happens, you can feel like you're underwater. You can feel like you're in a planetary, almost solar system, but it's fluid and it takes over the entire ceiling of her bedroom. I will say the first night we chose the wrong color. We chose like this purplish color that in the daytime before we turned out the lights, it felt good, but then it became a little like Stranger Things-esque,
Oh,
where it felt
really?
like there was an opening in the,
Oh,
yeah. So
oh,
she had nightmares that night, but then we
oh,
switched it to the
oh.
light white and greens and blues. And you feel like you're floating underwater.
Well, when I was at Canyon Ranch when I found that because we did like a
A
gong
retreat of sorts.
it was like a gong therapy thing
Okay.
where they hit the gongs because you know how you're made of water. So when they hit the gongs and the different tones of the gongs, it literally like is supposed to like move the water in your body and release all this stuff. But while we were doing it, they had the whole ceiling filled with this Northern Lights thing. And I was like, this is amazing. And he was talking about how he was very technical, talking about how your eyes perceive it and then it literally calms the central nervous
Yeah.
system and quiets parts of the
It's
brain
almost
and
like
this and
being in
that.
soft focus almost with that light on.
It was
Yeah.
really neat. Anyway, I thought she would love it.
Oh, she loves it. And
Sorry,
I
it
love
gave
it
her
too.
nightmares.
Well, no, just that first night. With the Northern Lights, you have to choose the right color combination, or it does evoke, different
Stranger Things.
emotions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sleep well, child. Here's
How
Stranger
about
Things on your ceiling.
the snow full moon, the snow moon?
The snow moon, yeah.
What did you do,
Yeah.
witchy witch? What'd you do?
Well, I've been a lot of clearing out. I have a huge bag right over there going to
Okay.
Goodwill because this is the last of the shedding. Like we're letting go, letting go. Anything that you don't get rid of, the next year is going to get rid of for you, that kind of
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
So you want to let go while you can. So I've been clearing out a lot of the house. And I did a little thing, wrote a little thing, lit all my candles, cleaned
Yep.
my altar, and then I went outside and just burned it, you
Yep.
know, just simple,
We were out
simple.
there as a family. We were a little pagan family, and we
Right.
spoke to the moon about what we were going to release and shed,
Yeah.
and then what we were going to run to in the new year.
Yeah.
But now, what's in that box? You've got cute things. Is there anything that screams
No,
Stephanie in the box? No?
you don't want my hand-me-downs. I don't have
You are
cute
the
things. I have
coolest
old
person.
pilled things.
Your Earth Mother goodness, though.
How tall are you?
5'8" and a half, almost 5'9".
Oh, yeah. So, all right. Maybe some of my pants would be long enough. I don't know. I'll show
Okay.
you if you want to see
Yeah.
it, but I don't.
Oh,
You'd want
little
my crap.
fashion
You have
show.
way nicer clothes than I do.
Give me a break. Um, that's
Although
what I
I've
wanna
lost
touch
so
on.
much weight, I will be getting rid of most of my wardrobe come spring.
You and your health journey, you are glowing. You do seem like you're in a great mood.
I haven't been because of the snow, but I'm cheering up.
Oh, okay,
Today's
okay,
better.
okay.
Today's better.
Yeah, no, that's a real thing.
Oh my God, no, I really get that. I definitely get it. I'm going to Costa Rica in March. I just have to get to March.
Oh,
I
okay,
just have to
okay.
get to March.
People love Costa Rica. Are you going to try to surf?
No, but the boys
No.
are. We signed the boys up for surf lessons. Every
Okay.
year, my sister-in-law and I take all of the nephews on a trip. Just
That's
us.
very
The two
sweet.
aunties, because my other sister-in-law sadly passed away. So we go with the two aunties and her son comes with us and our boys. And the four of them have something so special. They're so close.
Hmm.
They're 20, 20, 20, 21, 24.
Oh my
And
gosh.
they just all grew up together. And my sister-in-law's, I really do have the greatest sister-in-law. And she has helped me keep them so close where we always did things together and we always went places together. So every year we go somewhere, just us. And it's really a blast. And it's sweet. It's very sweet. I feel
Good.
really lucky that I have that
Do
for
they
my
get
for my
spoiled?
boy.
Do they know that the aunties will give them?
Yeah. They
Yeah,
know
yeah,
they're
yeah,
spoiled
yeah.
rotten. Yeah. Yeah. And for a little while, we were taking, like, one of the trips was New York, but then they started getting old enough with the, like, well, we want to go outside and roam around New York alone. I'm like, yeah, no more trips to New York
Nope,
until they're
nope, nope.
older. So that
I
was the
found
end.
this
We only did New
beautiful
York twice.
English countryside farm. There aren't
Exactly.
people miles away.
Now we're going to go to Costa Rica in the middle of nowhere where
Right.
you can't get anywhere.
Good.
So- or else we lose them to the night.
Do you have a trip coming up for New York as a
Yeah, end
producer?
of the month. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a cocktail thing at the end of this month with Lorne Michaels and all the group and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So that'll be great. I'm getting very excited. The show is so exciting. I'm
Oh,
dying
I'm
to announce
glad.
who just signed on, but I can't.
Ah,
So it's going to be fun.
okay.
It's going to be really fun.
Great.
I'm really
I,
excited about the show. I just think it's going to strike a chord with what we really need to do right now, which is just to laugh
yep.
and to find goodness in people
Yep.
and to celebrate our little differences and quirks and the things that make us oddities to others and embrace. And, Cinco Paul, who is so clever and smart
And so generous. He's a
so
really generous guy, isn't he? His spirit is
brilliant,
lovely.
brilliant. And he's like a mad genius, it seems like, just the way he weaves things in.
Mhm.
Anyway, so it's going to be great.
I do think the season is going to be really interesting because the offerings are all so very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess Titanic and Schmigadoon are in the same vein, but
Yeah.
different. Hers is more campy and over the top.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing all of them.
Yeah. I'm happy for Marla's success. Yeah, it's great. When Michael said, "Oh no, I'm actually singing this Monday," those are the teeny little moments where I miss being in New York
Yes, I
because
know.
you consider the possibility of, "Oh
Oh,
God,
let
I'd
me
love to
just
do
zip
that
in.
Monday night."
I know.
Right.
I
It
hate
doesn't
that.
need to be, tickets to a Broadway show that you plan 3 months
Yeah,
in
I know.
advance. Although we thank you so much for doing that and your support and your love of live art. But it's the New York moments like that where friends
Yeah.
just like, "Oh yeah, I happen to be at Joe's Pub with so and so and so
I
and so," and you're
know.
like, "Great,
I
I'm on
know.
my way. I'll be there
I
tonight."
know. I
It's
miss that a
that
lot too.
a
I
lot.
really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
right, my
keep
love.
coming back here for your connection to, creativity and Broadway and artists. And
And take a
thank
minute
you
right
all.
now. Take a minute right now, wherever you are, and just please hit the subscribe button
Oh,
and the
please do
share
that
button.
for us.
We really have to build up those subscribe numbers, my
Yep.
friends. So subscribe and share, please. Share, share, share.
Yeah, you think it's no big deal. It's actually
It's a
a
huge deal.
really big deal. So
Yeah.
write a few kind words if they're authentic or not. Could be play acting, all right? Whatever sounds good.
As long as
And
it's
then
nice, we don't
subscribe
care.
and just call one or two friends and be like, "You know what? Take a listen." We would
Mhm.
really appreciate it.
We got a great season coming up. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Stages podcast is produced by Mary Lee Fairbanks and Stephanie You can find us wherever you listen to your podcast. Join us on social media pages or sign up for the Stagspodcast.net. That is also where you will find. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share the show. It really helps us grow. It really helps us grow. Noah Kaiserman and Garrett Healy for the original music, who has been with us since day one. See you soon.